Time now for Options Insight. I'm Abigail Doolittle. Joining me today from San Francisco is Matt Rowe of Headwaters Volatility. Great to have you with us, Matt, as always. And you know, we have, of course, the Fed decision yesterday. It seems that investors and traders expect the world to be awash in central bank accommodation. You've noticed something interesting, not just with this risk rally, but also a divergence between large cap and small cap. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, you know, the expectations around accommodative Fed policy have really fueled the rally, of course, and including the last few days. But I think it's interesting to look at the growth companies that are part of the Russell 2000, as our example shows, that have really underperformed the large cap and the broader market in the S&P.
Yeah, that IWM SPY chart is pretty telling in terms of the large cap doing much better. In terms of volatility, what looks cheap and what looks expensive? Actually, is there any volatility?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, leading up into this week, we've seen quite a significant amount of vol in the last few days of rallying towards new all-time highs. Have brought vol down from a realized standpoint. We continue to see a lot of selling of vol from institutions around the world, and that creates a lot of opportunity. So it's all relative, as they say.
So when you say it creates opportunity, if you were to buy volatility cheap right now, when would you harvest it, for lack of a better way to put it?
Yeah, I think I sort of use the joke of getting on the bike and grinding it out. You know, you have to buy it and manage it appropriately and dynamically manage the position instead of short-term punts, as they say.
Okay, but you feel confident that at some time volatility will return. And in terms of different forms of volatility, if we take a look at the VIX, the VVIX, and SKEW, not so much happening there, but that MOVE index really spiking higher.
Yeah, so we see all kinds of shifts in little bits and pieces of the vol market, and that's what we tend to focus on. But I think when investors are looking across their portfolios, most people have a lot of short vol that they have yet to really figure out, figuring out how to manage that risk or how to use it to your advantage is really the challenge.
Yeah, that is definitely the challenge for sure. Matt Rowe of Headwaters Solution, thank you so much for joining us to talk about macro markets, the underperformance of IWM, what that might mean, plus volatility and where it is. And it sounds like you're sticking with your idea that you want to stay long volatility at some point in the future.